Now, on this example, we are going to have a hole on our graph, a discontinuity. So we're going to start by factoring the function. So we have a quadratic up here. We're going to look for two factors. One factor might be x plus 4, and the other one, I think, is x minus 2. If we multiply those two numbers, we get minus 8, and if we add them, we get 2. And down here, we get the difference of two squares, so we're going to use x plus 2 and x minus 2. And immediately, we're going to notice that we have the same factor. So we are going to make sure that that we deal with those factors in the right way. So we're going to put those factors over here. The factor is x minus 2. We're going to set it equal to 0, and we're going to find a 0. So that value should be left alone for a while. We're going to return to it after a while. But for now, we are going to just cancel those values just for the sake of continuing our exercise. So this is f of x, and we only kept x plus 4 over here and x plus 2. So now it looks like just a simple rational function. We're going to find the vertical asymptotes. The vertical asymptote, we are going to use x plus 2. We're going to set it equal to 0, and the vertical asymptote is minus 2. So we're going to write x is equal to minus 2. The x-intercept comes from this, from the numerator. So we're going to have x plus 4. We're going to set it equal to 0, and we're going to end up with a minus 4. So that means that the x-intercept, we only have one, is going to be minus 4, comma 0. The y-intercept means evaluating the function with 0. So let's throw a 0 plus 4 and 0 plus 2. So that's going to be equal to 2. So we have the coordinate 0, comma 2. Finally, the horizontal asymptote, once again, we have the same degree. So we're going to divide the leading terms, or if you prefer, the leading coefficients. So that's going to be 1. So that means that the horizontal asymptote is y is equal to 1. Now, the domain always comes from the denominator. Even if you are canceling a part of it, that value will turn into a whole eventually. So we're going to wait and write the denominator once we have our graph. So let's start by sketching our asymptotes. This asymptote, x is equal to minus 2, will be here. And the horizontal is up here. Now the x-intercept is at minus 4, comma 0 over here. The y-intercept, we are going to find it at 0, comma 2, so roughly here. And now we're just not gonna settle for those. We're going to use a few more values. We're going to try to get a more accurate graph. So I'm going to use a few extra points. I'm going to use f of, let's say, minus 1. And I'm going to substitute it on the simplified version of the function. So minus 1 plus 4 divided by minus 1 plus 2. That's going to be 3 divided by 1, 3. So our first extra point is going to be minus 1, comma 3. So let's plot that coordinate, minus 1, comma 1, 2, 3. So The coordinate is there. If you want more, you can use as many as you want. And let's have another one on the left side, to the left of the vertical asymptote. So let's use -3, which is closer, the closest value, the closest integer we have to our vertical asymptote. So let's substitute that on the simplified version. So we're going to have -3 plus 4 divided by -3 plus 2. So on top, we're going to have a 1, and down here I'm -1. So this is going to be equal to -1, and the coordinate ends up being -3 comma -1. So -3 comma -1, that's our coordinate. So before we try to sketch this, let's find the hole. So the hole is going to be found by using the value that we left out of the function, and we're going to use it as an input. And because it was supposed to be either a vertical asymptote or an x-intercept, but ended up disappearing from the function, we need to see what happened at that exact location, at x is equal to 2. So to find out what happened, we're going to evaluate the function, so the function can tell us what the value is. So f of 2 is going to be 2 plus 4 divided by 2 plus 2. So this is going to be equal to 6 over 4. That's 3 over 2. That's also 1.5. So the hole is located at the coordinate, because of the input being 2, is 2 comma 3 over 2, or 2 comma 1.5. So that's going to be the position of the hole. So we are going to go 1, 2, and then 1.5. We're going to have, an open circle over there, and that's where the hole is going to end up. So now we are able to sketch our graph. We have to approach the vertical asymptote, the horizontal asymptote, and connect the dots. Now we're going to approach our vertical asymptote, just approach. We're going to approach the horizontal, but we have to jump over the hole, the discontinuity, and then we're going to connect the dots. So that's our graph, but don't forget about that hole, that if we didn't have the same factor, would have been either a vertical asymptote or an x-intercept, but none of them had the opportunity to happen. So we ended up with a discontinuity or a hole on our graph.